Hello and welcome to this beginner's guide to kettlebell training and how you can start with your own kettlebell training. So we're gonna look at the pillar of kettlebell training. The pillar looks like this. You have snatch, which is king of kettlebell exercises. You have the jerk, you have the clean, and you have the swing. And it's in that order you learn the techniques. You start with swing, then clean, then jerk, then snatch. And then you have a base of strength training. So even if you don't want to pursue kettlebell training as a profession, you can always train the strength part. It's really easy to do, and that's what I'm gonna go through with you. How many days should you train? Max 3 days. At least 1 day. Everybody should train strength training at least once a week. You won't get a super athlete by training once a week, but it will prevent health decline. And this foundation of strength is legs. It's always the most important part to train is your legs. When you get older, you will lose the muscles in your glutes and in your quads. So it's important to have strong legs. Then you have push and you have pull. And this is really simple because you don't need 10 different exercises. You need some good exercises. So for the pull part, I only have row or pull up. And if you can't do a pull up, you will do a banded lat pull down or lat pull. So you can put a rubber band in the roof, or you can have it above your door, sit on your knees, put the stick in and pull with learn to pull with your back muscles. And for the legs, you have squat. And if it's a goblet squat or a front squat, doesn't matter, you will have some kind of squat. You will have a straight-legged deadlift and lunges, some kind of lunges. You can have reverse lunges, you can have walking lunges, or even the split squat. But you should have an exercise for every part, like you have the squats, quad dominant, you have for stiff-legged deadlift for the hamstrings, and you have lunge for the glutes. And for the push part, you will have a push-up of some kind. It can be decline, incline, anything, but some kind of push-up. And if you don't have the strength, you can do them on your knees. You can have one upright row, so you get stronger in your shoulders, and you can have a press, some kind of press. And when you train, if we would say you're going to train 3 times a week, and you can do the push-pull legs. So maybe you start Mondays, you do legs, you train Wednesdays, you do pull, and Fridays you do push. Or you can do the entire body every time. So on Monday you do squats, you do rows, and you do push-ups. On Wednesdays you do stiff-legged deadlifts, you do pull-ups, and you do like a press. And on Fridays you go back to the rows, you have lunges, and you have upright rows. You decide what would fit you best. And then you start learning the swing. So you can start training without knowing the swing or the clean or the jerk or the snatch. You just start training with the strength part, and every training session you train on the swing. The swing is the easiest to learn, and it's really good to have some kind of explosive movement in your training regime. So you may be in the beginning just train on technique, and when you get better on swing, that will be your foundation in training. So even if you train 3 times a week, you will have some kind of swing ladder or swing and squat complex, but you will always have the swing. So you train swing 3 times a week, and when you have come that far, you will start implementing technique training on the other parts. So maybe on Mondays you will do your swing, and maybe you have leg workout, or you have all the muscle work, so you do push and pull and legs, and you train on the technique for snatch. So every Monday you will have some training for the snatch, and every Wednesday you have some training for the jerk, and every Friday you train for the clean. And when you train technique for these movements, you don't do many reps, do fewer reps and more sets. Because in the beginning you probably will feel some on your forearms. So it's better to do few reps and more sets. And why Mondays and snatch? It's because most of the time you're the freshest on Mondays. So you will do the hardest on Mondays. So technique for snatch on Mondays, technique for jerk on Wednesdays, and technique for clean on Fridays. And when you have learned, have some kind of basic, you can perform the snatch, you can perform the jerk, you can perform the clean, then you can start implementing them as a part of your training regime, not just technique training. And you do a new program, but you can decide from the beginning that I'm going to start with kettlebell training. How will I put up the program? The program might just be the strength bar and the swing, or you have the swing in the beginning and then you do the strength bar. It doesn't matter. And how to choose a bell, and I would preferably take a heavier bell than a lighter bell, because if you want to have results from your training, you want to get stronger, it's better to have a little bit heavier bell so you can do your strength workouts. Because you won't get, if you take a light bell and you start rowing with it, it's more conditioning and cardio. And you can, if you want to put cardio into your training session, maybe you don't have so much space, you can do jumping jacks and air squats and stuff like that. It's better to do the cardio part with no weights. Choose a bell that you can pull up here and you can press it one time. That will be an easy start. Sometimes people come and they don't really have the technique to press, so I don't go by that. I might even remove the press from the push movements, and we will only have upright rows. Because if you're really a beginner, you will develop so much strength within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so you can start doing one press. I hope this can help you in how you can structure your training in the beginning if you want to start training with kettlebells. Thank you.